Just want to start off this video by saying that these ideas are nothing new. They've been around for a while. The reason I'm making this video is because, or the motivation for making this video is I just found out a little bit ago that a childhood friend of mine that I have on Facebook had his third kid today. He is 22, 23 years old. And this is a guy that I've seen more than once him complaining about his financial situation. So just from like a selfish point of view, what the fuck, you know? Like, the ethics of imposing life aside, you think that after the first, or if not the first, then the second, he would gain a little wisdom, a little experience. He would learn that, oh, if I leave this inside while I'm shooting cum out of my penis, if I leave my penis inside, that might create baby. You think he would pick up on that by now? But apparently not. And it's just so fucking disappointing. It's just so I know it's not my life. I know it's not my children. But you know, it's his life, but it's also the lives of those children that he's brought into this world out of nothing, just because of carelessness, because of hedonism, because of not being able to consider the risks of your actions. I don't know, that's the main point of this video, is just how little respect people have for the imposition of life. You know, it's something that everyone should give a lot of thought to, and most people seemingly do not. I mean, whether it's ethical or not aside, I believe that it is unethical to bring life here. But I don't know everything. I'm not claiming to know everything, but at the very least, you should consider the risk. I mean, you should at the very least give great consideration to the risks of imposing life onto another person. You look at some of the worst case scenarios that life has to offer, and then you look at some of the best, and you compare and contrast, and you'll see that it is no fucking contest. The highs that one can experience in this life, romantic love, amazing sex, the classic underdog stories that everyone loves, you know, going through hardship and then coming out the other side, the victor. And you always hear about those stories, but you never hear about the ones in which the person lives with the debilitating illness for their entire life, and then they die. And no justification. What was it for? And oftentimes people who are, you know, who live really difficult, hard lives, some of them come out, like I said, the other side, the classic underdog story that everyone loves. But most people who have horrible hardships, horrible childhood traumas, they go on to cause more harm. That's the way it is most of the time. yeah, that's a big argument for antinatalism. There's an obvious asymmetry between pleasure and pain that I don't see how you could even argue against. And no one needs to exist. So back to my friend. The amount of risk that he took. Again, antinatalism being the wrong or right way of viewing things aside, the large majority of people can see that the risk he took, the really pleasurable, unprotected sex, not worth it. You know, that very short amount of pleasure leading to years and years of, I mean, just from, again, the selfish point of view, him having to continue to work a shitty job to provide for these kids and not having the freedom of being able to travel and to do a lot of other things that most people would like to do. But also from the perspective of those children that are now here in this world out of nothing, who are going to suffer a whole bunch for no real purpose. And I don't know, I've been lucky as fuck thus far. I have not much to complain about, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm incredibly grateful. But yeah, I don't see how someone can justify the risk. And I would like to confront him about it, but it wouldn't do anything. It would just cause unnecessary drama. It wouldn't fix anything. I wouldn't be able to convince him of anything. It wouldn't do anything. So I instead made this video just to kind of vent a little bit. Yeah, at the very least, give it great consideration. Give it the respect that it deserves. Don't just, take the proper precautions. Don't just force someone into this shit without even really thinking about it at all, because a lot of people do. And it's just, like I said, so fucking disappointing. If you're gonna have sex, be careful. This is gonna become a contraception PSA. I know how good it feels, going in that whole raw, but it's not worth it. It's obviously, when you take a step back and you look at it from an objective point of view, it's not worth it. Be safe out there, kids. I don't know.